Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking into something pretty extraordinary, actually. These persistent, really mysterious sounds coming from the Earth.
And more than just sounds, right? There's this alleged connection, a really astonishing one, to unidentified objects seen in some very, very remote places.
Exactly. It's a genuine mystery unfolding.
And what makes this deep dive, I think, particularly interesting is we're not just going off, random stories. Our foundation here is, well, it's a compelling set of sources. We've got excerpts from an audio file called Wikileaks, Functioning UFO, found in Canada, emitting ping.mp3.
Okay, quite a title.
It is, and like the name suggests, it points to State Department emails, newly released, that WikiLeaks made available, and our sources really stress this adds a layer of, official documentation to these kinds of reports.
That's a really key point. So, our mission today, for you listening, is to unpack these incidents, which are pretty compelling on their own. We want to look at the reported links between the sounds and these, well, unknown objects, and maybe explore what these revelations could actually mean for how we understand the unexplained. It's kind of a journey into the hidden stuff, isn't it?
Definitely.
Okay, so let's start with this thing called the Arctic hum. Our sources talk about this really unusual event happened some years ago up in the Canadian Arctic. Apparently, a UFO is alleged to have crashed right through the ice.
Right. Imagine this. You're in Igluk, Nunavut. The villagers there see this streak of light just shoot across the sky, and then it hits the ice nearby with a bang. A loud bang, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. And then about 200 villagers came out, and they find this hole in the ice, perfectly round, about 10 meters across, and the water inside is black, steaming, even bubbling.
Steaming and bubbling in the Arctic.
That's the report. And the really strange part, the claim is that the object is now down there, operating on the floor of the Arctic Sea.
Operating. Okay, that leads us to the sound then.
It seems to, because hunters in that same remote area more recently started reporting this weird, persistent sound coming from the seafloor.
Okay.
And they describe it differently. Some say pinging, others a hum, some hear a beep.
Different descriptions. Wonder why.
Could be how people hear it, or maybe, just maybe, the source itself is complex, putting out different frequencies. We don't know.
Right.
But Paul Kwasa, he's a member of the Legislative Assembly up there, he stated pretty clearly, whatever's causing it, this sound is scaring the marine life. Seals, whales, other animals too.
Okay, so it's having a real impact on the local ecosystem. That adds another layer, doesn't it? Sort of unsettling.
Very.
And they know where it's coming from, roughly.
Yeah. Kwasa confirmed this in the Nunavut legislature. The noise is specifically in the Fury and Hecla Strait. That's about 90 miles northwest of Igloolik Hamlet, definitely from the seafloor.
So the Canadian government, are they just ignoring this?
No, actually, they've taken it seriously enough to promise an investigation, though, the origin is still listed as uncertain. And they did send a submarine through the strait not long ago.
A submarine?
Yeah.
And did they find anything?
Well, that's the thing. If they did, it hasn't been made public. We don't know the results.
Huh.
But if you step back and look at the bigger picture our sources are painting, you have this unknown craft allegedly crashing into the ice. And now there's this sound coming from that same area ever since. It is, as the source says, highly compelling, suggests a link.
That official response, sending a sub, even if we don't know the outcome, that's pretty significant. But as you hinted, this isn't exactly the first time Canada's dealt with weird stuff in its waters, is it?
Not at all. Our sources point to a really striking precedent here, something that adds, well, another dimension, the Shag Harbor incident.
Ah, yes, Shag Harbor. That one's pretty famous in UFO circles.
It is. Happened back on October 4th, 1967, nighttime, about 11:20 p.m. Something big crashed into the water in Shag Harbor, Nova Scotia. That's about, 100 kilometers from Oak Island?
Right, Oak Island, another place full of mystery.
Indeed. And there were witnesses. At least 11 people saw this low-flying object, all lit up, heading right for the harbor, and multiple people reported hearing sounds, first a whistling, like a bomb falling, then a kind of whoosh, and finally a loud bang.
So clear impact, multiple senses involved sight and sound, and people reported it immediately.
Oh, yeah. A local guy, Laurie Wickens, he and some friends saw something floating out there, maybe 1,000 feet offshore. He called the RCMP right away, said he thought a large plane, maybe a small airliner, had crashed.
Okay, so initially reported as a possible plane crash. Makes sense.
Absolutely. And the RCMP responded fast. Within about 15 minutes, 10 officers were there.
10 officers. Okay, they took it seriously.
They did, but here's the twist. Before anyone could mount a rescue, the object just started to sink.
Yeah.
And then it was gone. Vanished from view.
Just sank.
Just saying. And the next morning, the RCMP checked. No planes were missing. No aircraft unaccounted for anywhere.
So definitely not an airplane.
Definitely not. And the official investigation, it never solved it. The cause was never determined. And crucially, in official Government of Canada documents, the object was referred to as an unidentified flying object, a UFO.
Wow, so it went from a possible plane crash reported by locals to an official government-documented UFO.
Precisely. It wasn't just whispers or local legend, it's there in the records.
Okay, that official stamp is powerful. So when you put these two Canadian things together, the Ark become now tied to this alleged submerged thing, and Shag Harbor back then also documented. The connection our sources are making feels, well, much more intriguing.
It really does. And the sources explicitly state it. Leaked documents linking a similar, if not exact same sound being emitted by a sunk UFO. They're drawing a direct line.
A similar sound,
Right.
suggesting maybe the Arctic thing isn't entirely new, or perhaps the Shag Harbor object also emitted sounds, though I don't recall hearing that part of the story often.
That specific detail about sound from Shag Harbor isn't as widely reported as the crash itself, but the documents referenced might imply that connection. It suggests a potential pattern, not just one-off events.
And this pattern, according to the sources, might be even bigger, right? Not just Canada.
That's what they indicate. Apparently, over the last few years, people all over the world have started reporting strange hums coming from the Earth. And these reports seem to be getting more frequent, more widespread.
Okay, global hums now.
Yeah.
Are they like the Arctic pinging or different? And what are people thinking is causing these?
There are definitely variations in the descriptions globally, but the common factor is they're unexplained, and frankly, they make people uneasy. And yeah, this wider phenomenon has definitely fueled speculation, theories about extraterrestrial origins.
Like something out of War of the Worlds. Tripods activating underground.
Pretty much that kind of idea, yeah.
Yeah.
It worries people who hear these things. The source material also throws in a really interesting personal belief, actually.
Oh, yeah. Was it?
Well, the source speculates that if interstellar craft exist, and if they were made by organic life forms, it's unlikely the craft themselves would be manned.
Ah, so like advanced drones, essentially. Unmanned probes.
Exactly. Intelligent, unmanned craft may be operating beneath the surface, and the source connects this idea to another mystery. They say it's the exact scenario proposed for that weird anomaly called Pomsky's Crater, found way out in a remote Siberian forest.
Pomsky's Crater. Right? That's the one some people think might be artificial, maybe hiding something technological deep underground. A controversial idea, but it fits this theme.
It fits perfectly. The idea of unmanned, perhaps ancient technology buried or submerged. So you see the convergence. Different things. Arctic pings, Shag Harbor, global hums. Even theories about Siberian craters may be all pointing towards something similar. Something hidden operating beneath our feet or under the waves.
It's quite a picture when you piece it all together like that.
It really is.
So let's try to wrap this up for you. We've taken you through quite a journey today, haven't we? These unexplained sounds from the specific Arctic case, linked maybe to a crash,
Yeah.
to these broader global hums. We looked at official reports like Shag Harbor, where unidentified submerged objects became part of the government record. It's this blend of eyewitness stuff and actual documents.
And it's a blend that, honestly, it leaves you with way more questions than answers, doesn't it? It really pushes you to rethink what we assume about our planet.
It absolutely does. So the final thought we want to leave you with is this. What does it really mean when these unexplained events, these sounds, these objects, actually make their way into official government files? And how might these persistent hums and pings be, maybe quietly, reshaping how we understand what's really going on beneath the surface, literally beneath the ground and water, but maybe figuratively too, across the whole planet?
Yeah, something to really mull over long after you've stopped listening. What else might be down there?